Hey guys, this is the market recap for Monday, May 11th. Looking here pre-market, we had a high probability short that pulled up to the mid-band and zero line here. Also lined up with a flat top and price, and this was a number 2 entry on your 233. We also have a completed extension here that we actually broke down to the 138%. You could have either closed here at the 100% or you had a couple of exit points here at the 138, which also lined up with the outer band. And then the next high probability setup we had came from this area. We actually had a long pullback to the price area, LRC, mid-band, zero line, and a 50% retracement. So really nice trade here. And if you bring up your extension, you can see that we completed the 61 and you actually had divergence from these 2 points on your 233, giving you the first sign for weakness. And then we had a nice retracement here. If you pull this up from the last pivot, you can see that it was a 50% retracement. In this box, it got a little slow and there were a couple entry points. It was a little choppy. You could have given this one try here, and the last area, which lined up down here, this was another number 2 entry. And then you can see this was the original 100% extension, and we also had from the latest pivot a 61. So multiple time frames of Fibonacci resistance there gave for a pretty strong area that when we got rejected off, it broke down. You see here this yellow line was a change in momentum, and then we pull back to a high probability area here on the 610. We had squeezing on our Bollinger Bands. At the mid band was our high probability area that also lined up with the 38% retracement. Actually, from right here, 38% retracement, BBs, squeezing. There's your shot. We didn't quite make it to our target here. We came a little bit short here at 909.50, and we had a breakdown and we failed to break down. We broke up, pulled back, had divergence. As this thing starts to close up, it's showing you that the potential for this to break down is less. Then you can go ahead and just close. I think on this one we got about a point or so profit. And once we broke up, we still had the momentum to the downside in the area. And you see we have a really nice pullback. This was actually a 50% retracement of the move down. If I can pull this over. And you can see it was kind of a nice area. It was really slow in here, and it went flat. If you left your boundary one tick above the high, you were okay. And you can see we actually do complete the move to the downside to the 61. And momentum was down at this point, so we rocketed back up. So if you had your stop trailing behind this LRC, you could have gotten taken out there. Or if you took some off at the original target, you'd have been okay. About this time, we had our live trading class, and we had a run-up, pullback. Didn't really get to the opposite Bollinger Band, but we did have the area, which was the mid-band. LRC had changed colors, and we were at a 38% retracement within our sweet spot. So this actually lined up for a really nice number 1 entry on the 233 and carried out to the 61, where you did get divergence on the 233, so you could have closed out for a few points there. And then as we came down, the momentum was still up, and we were liking this area, looking for a number 3. We actually didn't get the number 3 entry till over here, and by this point the market was basically dead, just flat. So we talked about how in this market environment we really don't take those trades, but we left this this extension in place just because we never broke the bottom, and we actually did come within 1 tick of that area. So this was, a valid trade. It was just really, really slow. We broke back down through the zero line mid-band LRC, turned it magenta, pulled back, had a nice entry here, but again, the market was just channeling, took us out by 1 tick, and then continued down. And then you also got one more short setup here at the mid-band LRC. It fails to break down with divergence. You can close for about a break.